Another big question, right, is some people want to know, like, what is it actually made of? So
Yeah.
in our business, one of the things Cutco's really good at for us is telling us, here's the materials, here's the designs, here's how this is all made, right? And so some people want to know, like, what is the material? Because, you know, we run in that engineer client, they want to know everything that they can about it. So I know there's probably some proprietary stuff you can't share, which is fine, but like, is there anything you can tell us other than it's 3/4 of an inch of solid polyurethane?
So to be honest, it is just 100% polyurethane.
Yeah.
We do not put any fillers. There's nothing is added. It's just the science behind how we make our mats.
Which, if I understand correctly, it's polyurethane, which is a petroleum-based product, right? And it's basically just a combination of that and air, and then you bake the mats, and that's what makes them the way that they are.
Basically. So that's exactly how, WellnessMats came to be. Is it's just polyurethane that's molded 100% and then cured. So there's nothing added to the mat. There's no way for us to add anything to the mat because of the way we make it. So it's pure polyurethane, which is what causes A, the price to be a little bit high because polyurethane is expensive, but B, it also makes it last long because polyurethane is a permanent product. Think of how many things are made out of polyurethane that last forever. This will never break down.
What are some of those things? Like, for people that might be watching and don't know, some of the things that last forever that are made out of polyurethane.
Oh shoot. So many things are made out of polyurethane.
Like plastic products typically, right?
So plastic products,
plastics.
I'm trying to think if I've got anything in
High
here.
density things like thermal resin is a polyurethane type of product, right? It's a similar
Some
petroleum-based
medical
product.
devices are made out of polyurethane. It's hard. So basically, the way you cure a polyurethane product is like, think of like a booster seat that you see in a restaurant. So while that may not last forever in a look way, like a plastic booster seat, that is going to last forever. That's something that you would literally have to destroy to get rid of. It's not just going to fade away over time. That's polyurethane. It's just made in a different form. That would be a good example. So while it may not look appealing after 40 years of using that same seat, it definitely will still last. You'll still function and have it and last within the field. I would say that it's hard because we've been making mats for 20 years, but we've had mats in the field for 20 years, but we haven't had anything longer than that. So I would like to know, like 50 years from now, what our mats will look like, but they're going to look the same. Another one for, plastic water bottles, well, they can be destroyed. You can destroy them. They're not going to wear down. They're not going to disappear over time.
Right.
It's terrible to have to recycle plastic bottles because you can't destroy them. You have to reuse them. You have to recycle them. Same thing with our mats. Our mats don't just get thrown away and they disintegrate and they go into the earth. They have to be recycled. We have to use the polyurethane differently, cut them up, use them in playground equipment, anything like that.
So what I'm really hearing you say then is, it's similar to Cutco, where we say thermal resin is a high density resin, right? That's injection molded and then cured to make our handles. It's similar with this. It's a polyurethane, which is a petroleum based product that's injection molded, so it's a mix of like that and air, and that's cool because it's a pure product. That's all it is. And then it's like WellnessMats, like a big bakery for mats, right? So imagine that, right? If you need to describe it to your customers, it's like they just bake them and cure, which is the curing process. And then this is what we come out with, and because it doesn't have any fillers or junk in it, like you're talking about, that's why it lasts. That's why it doesn't break down. It doesn't, take form. It's why it doesn't. Obviously, you have your proprietary process that you go through to make it the way that you do, but that's what makes it. So it doesn't have to be any more complicated than that. It's just polyurethane. That's it. 100%.
From a competitor standpoint, they may have a similar process, but they're usually two pieces. So they usually have some sort of overlay on the top. Exactly.
Filler, right? Overlay. Yeah.
So they have to glue something on the top, which causes it to roll up or separate. Fillers, which cause it to kind of smell or slide around or wear down over time. Exactly.
So why do companies do that? Is it just because it's cheaper? Is it because, what is that, like, what's the main reason that companies are doing it?
It is. It's a cheaper way to manufacture a product because you can produce more product with probably the same amount of money. And then in the same token, it's another way to offer different styles and colors. So some of our competitors have like a fabric over their mats, which can make them roll because it's added after the fact. It's adhered to the top of the mat after it's molded. It's not something that's from the start. So our mats they're dyed. So this dye is, again, permanent. It's within the mat. It's made with the mat. It's not something that we apply to it, and glue to the top of it so it can later come off. It's just another way to manufacture it, but it's also another way to, it cut costs, but that's also what makes it a lower price point to your customers.